right now for Instagram. Come on, IG. IG, where you at? Okay, IG should be live. IG should be live. All right. I think we live on all sectors here. Hey y'all, welcome.
Yes.
Episode
Welcome,
82.
welcome.
Episode 82, the 21 Titles Weekly Recap. We are 21 Titles. We are a consultancy firm creating equity through community and collaboration. And this is the community segment, if you want to say. Every week, Chantee and I recap the current events of the week, dealings in business of sports. So what are some of our favorite headlines from sports news, NIL news, business news, and culture news, because we are the culture. So anything that kind of involves music, art, film, fashion, food, and all those great things. So today we're going to start it off with some women's college hoops. Some great games yesterday and this weekend, so we wanted to talk about that.
I wanted to first give a shout out to Quinn and Shanae in the IG comments. Shanae said no more 7 p.m. Yeah, I know. We've been going kind of early on Sundays as of late. I'm sure that's gonna switch back to 7 p.m. from time to time.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you tapping in even early. We really do. We know it's a Sunday and yeah, we just appreciate the support. But I'm sure we'll go back to 7 p.m.
Yeah, we just testing spots and seeing
Yeah.
the best way to connect with more people. And we've been finding that this time has been a little bit more engaging. So that's why we've been kind of going at this time. But nevertheless, we appreciate everyone for popping in here and being with us at this time. And we'll dive into what we have to dive into. So let's get into it, Roxanne.
Let's get into it. Yesterday, we had USC versus Oregon. USC ended up taking the W, winning 66-53. Um, did you catch this game?
I caught some of it. I didn't finish it, but Deja Kelly here and there, she was doing. I feel like she was playing well. Her mid
Mid-range
range,
was I'm about to
yeah,
say I really wanted to tweet. Shouts to the family at 9450 because I'm like, is she part of mid-range mafia this year for
right.
for college? Because the mid-range was looking, her shot was looking good yesterday. I think she finished with 16.
Okay.
16 points, 4 rebounds. Juju ended up with 21 points, but she did foul out. She did foul out yesterday. I think she fouled out in the fourth, if I remember correctly. Tiki Iriafen, she ended up with 17 points, 12 rebounds. Talia Ohafen finished with 11 points for the game. Peyton Scott of Oregon ended up with 13 points. And we had Ari Long, who came off the bench for Oregon and finished up with 10 points and 5 steals. I think USC still has a lot of work to do. Let me see how much Juju shot. 6 for 15 yesterday, 3 for 9 from the 3, and 6 from 8 from the free throw line. I think her teammates still need to show up a lot more for her. There's still a period. I think we're still in a period of watching her gain confidence
Right.
in her teammates, like we're passing them the ball and them actually executing and getting a bucket. I think that we're still watching. We're watching the early ideation of USC. So I don't have much to say about them. I think we've said enough when it comes to USC. It's still early, but they do need to make adjustments, and her teammates do need to show up. As far as Oregon goes, I think Deja Kelly looked great yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
She picked her pockets really well. Um, and yeah, that's all I got for that game.
Yeah, I would just want to say for USC, um, Kiki, she played well yesterday. And like you said, I think Juju's gonna have to learn to just trust her teammates a little bit more. Obviously, this is a work in progress because this is a whole new team. Um, Irrespective of them getting to the Elite Eight last year, it's still different team, right? More freshmen on the team. Kennedy Smith is still not playing. She's still sidelined from her knee injury. So I think that also adds some layers to how they look, because when we first seen her play, I think she was I felt like she could be an X factor for them, essentially. Like, she is going to be extremely impactful for them when she comes back and she's healthy. And then Talia Van Offelen. For some reason, I just feel like she can play better. Like, it just seems like she's still trying to find herself. And she's going through the motions, but like, you're a bucket getter. Like, Juju needs other people to score. Like, come on. All right, we how many games in? We 9 games in. You should have found your rhythm by now. Like, come on. Bring out what we seen at Oregon State. Like, you can score. You're also a point guard yourself. So, like, I just want to see her command more and be more definitive and demonstrative on the court. Because I know what type of player she is. She's a big guard. So, like, use that to your advantage, dog. Like, and then with Oregon, I mean, I was impressed with Deja yesterday. Like, I mean, nobody else on the team really kind of stuck out to me. I mean, maybe that's because I was going in and out watching the game, but
Yeah, no, she stepped up in the second half, so
yeah,
she looked good yesterday.
yeah, look good. I feel like these
Ah,
kids, they just need changes of scenery, because like last year at UNC, if you would have watched Deja Kelly last year, you would have thought she wasn't that good because of how much she was forcing shots and
yeah,
like
yeah.
just playing out of the flow. But this
Mm-hmm.
year, she looks like she's more in the flow. Same thing like Haley Van Lith, more in the flow. Don't look like forcing anything. So,
Looks like the game has slowed down for them
right,
this year,
right,
and
right, right.
they look like upperclassmen,
Mm-hmm.
grad students. That's what they look like.
Right,
So yeah,
right.
no, they look good.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we had Tennessee versus Iowa. That happened in New York yesterday at the Barclays Center.
You know what I want to say about that? Y'all did a terrible job marketing that. Like,
Yeah,
once
yeah.
I realized and I seen the floor and was like, this is at the Barclays, why didn't I really know
Hmm.
about this? I was tight. I'm gonna be honest. I was tight. I
Yeah,
was
they could have
tight.
marketed a lot better.
Like, come on.
No, I agree. Sorry, Tennessee actually got the win. 78-68. Um, a couple of things. Iowa, Hannah Stoop, she looks great. She
Mm-hmm.
looks great.
Right.
We've spoken about her throughout the years, obviously, and she's still growing as a player, but you see the growth. Every time she steps out on that floor,
Right.
she looks cleaner and cleaner.
Right.
Um, Yesterday she was handling the ball a little bit. I mean, at the end of the game, she did have a costly turnover. I will say that.
Mm.
In the fourth, but she was handling the ball yesterday. She just looks a lot more confident. Her shot selections look better. She has a few back to the basket moves now. She just looks a lot more comfortable on the floor. We already knew that she was super athletic. She runs the floor like a cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but she just looks so much better this year. So I wanted to give a shout out to her for that. Lucy Olsen, your girl
Mm-hmm.
from Villanova,
Yep.
she looked good last night. This is the second time I watched Iowa play. Um, but Lucy just makes great decisions on the floor. From
Yes.
shot selections to making sure that her teammates get the ball. She had a couple of dimes yesterday, no look dimes last night. Um, she's just a real composed player. That's my takeaway of Lucy Olsen. She's a really composed player. Um, and I like her. I like her game. Um, what I will say is what killed Iowa last night was 30 turnovers out of
Oh my
control.
God. I was gonna say this. Look here.
Out of control.
When your starting five has 23 out of the 30 turnovers, like everybody in the starting five had at least 4 turnovers. At least.
Unacceptable.
Y'all gotta take care of the ball because that was egregious to watch yesterday. Like, I think they had 18 turnovers at halftime. And I'm already like, they average, I think, 16, I believe. And I'm just like, nah, this is bad. This is bad. Also, shout out to our favorite ref, Natasha Cammey. We seen you running up and down them
I
sidelines.
saw you last night, Natasha.
We seen you doing it, girl. Okay? We seen you, just wanted to show you some love. But yeah, turnovers. Woo, yesterday, I was in my house yesterday just thinking about what Coach Stringer would say to us if we had that many turnovers.
She be cursing you out. What are you talking about? She be cursing you out.
Cursing us out like a sailor, okay? Because to be quite honest, championship play, as I've learned, 10 turnovers or less. 10 turnovers or less. That's
last night.
They tripled 10 turnovers.
And they could have won that game.
Mm-hmm.
They could have won that. I really thought they was going to pull that game out. This is a good win for Tennessee.
No, it really is. Tennessee, I think Tennessee is trying to restore the feeling of bringing that back to Tennessee. They got a bunch of dogs on that team, and I can't wait till next year when the Poldo twins get there because
I just saw them with Angel. Saw a little clip with them talking to Angel Reese. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait for them to get to Tennessee next year because I feel like Tennessee is scrappy as it is. That's what we watched last night.
Facts.
I forget the guard's name on Tennessee that was guarding Lucy Olsen last night. But she took it to the rack on purpose to at the beginning of the third to get Lucy the third foul and was like on the floor talking about that's her third. They scrappy. I was like, I love this energy. Like, no.
Facts.
They're scrappy. So this was a good win for them. Really good win.
Look, Tennessee, we know over the years, like, I feel like Tennessee, like Rakia Jackson when she was there, Jordan Horston when she was there, like, Tennessee didn't have the feeling when they were there. Like, I'm keeping a buck. Like, they were still trying to bring it back. Like, right now, I feel like Tennessee is in the workings to bring it back to the feeling of when Pat Summitt was there. Like, we trying to reestablish ourselves as a national powerhouse, okay? And yesterday was we seen it. That was the foreshadowing to them getting back to what it used to be. I love the scrappiness of Tennessee yesterday. It was my first time watching them play, actually, during the season. And, yeah, Talasia Cooper, I forget what number. She was balling yesterday. She
55.
She scored 19 of her 23 points in the second half. So that's come to play.
Came to play, and Iowa gave up the game. I mean, 30 turnovers is utterly ridiculous. Like I said, in the fourth, they had some costly turnovers. Couldn't get the
Right.
ball. Was struggling to get the ball past half court. So
Mm-hmm.
again, shouts to Tennessee. This was a good win for y'all. Can't wait to see the AP polls tomorrow and what those look like.
Right.
Um, Last but certainly not least, at least for last night, we
Mm-hmm.
had UConn versus Louisville. Now, this was a little hard to watch, to be honest. UConn beat Louisville 85-52. I believe in the first quarter, Louisville could not get past 10 points. They were held at 10 points for the quarter. If my memory serves me correctly, I think UConn had about 24 to 25 points in the first quarter.
Mm.
Um, and the few times that I have watched Louisville play this season, they did not show up last night. They
Mm.
didn't show up last night. The defense wasn't there. This annoying defense that I've seen them show before
Right.
was nowhere to be found. And you can't do that with a number 2 ranked UConn. Last night, I don't even think Paige scored like that the first quarter or the second quarter. Damn near the whole game because everybody else stepped up. AZ Fudd, I'm so happy she's back. She looked really comfortable on the floor, was
Mm-hmm.
taking great. Just her shot selection was great. She ended up with 18 points, 4 rebounds, shot 8 for 10 from the fields, 4 for 7 from the 3-point line. There was a point in time in the third quarter. She got a little banged up,
Mm.
got up, looked, looked like she was wincing in pain. It was as if everybody stopped breathing and was like, damn, we hope AZ's fine. It was good to see her back on the bench in the fourth. So hopefully she's okay, but she was letting that thing go last
Mm.
night. And then Sarah Strong,
Okay.
dog. That's all I got. Sarah is a dog, and she just plays so like everything looks really easy for Sarah on the floor. Easy.
Right.
She was going against Cochran, and shouts to Cochran because she showed up. Like I like Cochran on Louisville, but everything just looked really easy for Sarah last night. She was shooting the three. She was in the paint. She would slash and just take it off the dribble at the key. She was doing a little bit of everything last night. She ended up with 21 points and 8 rebounds, shot 8 for 10 from the field, 3 for 5 from the three.
Mm.
So very efficient last night. And like I said, because everybody else showed up. And also, before I forget, I want to give a shout out to Ashlyn Shade. She also showed up big last night for UConn. She's a sophomore. She had 13 points, 4 rebounds. She shot 6 for 9 from the field, 1 for 2 from the 3-point line. So because all of these UConn players showed up last night, Paige really didn't have to show up at all. I mean, granted, she had 8 points and 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Okay. She didn't shoot that well. She shot 2 for 11 from the field. But her teammates showed up so big. UConn still got the win. Louisville just could not buy a basket, especially
Mm.
in the first half of the game. They shot, it says 16 for 62 from the
Jesus.
field. Right. So they shot 25% from the field and 22% from the 3-point line. They shot 6 for 27. They just could not buy a bucket on the floor last night at all. This version of Louisville that I saw last night is not the Louisville that I know them to be and have seen them be and demonstrate. So I know they coach got in their ass last night, if I'm being honest. He picked up a tech last night too. He was frustrated. But hopefully Louisville will bounce back from this loss. But UConn looks great.
Jeff Walsh got a tech yesterday.
He sure did.
He's a fiery individual, so I don't. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he He commands that. My dad said on Instagram, Sarah has a basketball IQ way beyond her freshman status.
And he's absolutely correct. And we saw that on display last night. It's easy for her. She just makes the right decisions. She's not rushed. She's making the right decisions.
I mean, when your mom's a former WNBA player, yeah. I mean, and talking about her mom is Allison Feaster. Allison Feaster went to Harvard. If y'all don't know, y'all should be watching Harvard right now because who's over there? Harmony right now.
Harmony killing right now.
She beasting. Okay. So this is what it looks like when your parent actually was a real player and you're seeing the fruits. Her daughter is an exceptional talent.
And I think her father played overseas or something.
I think so too. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
like she's surrounded by basketball minds. And yeah, to your point, it shows up on the floor.
All right. Sarah Strong. I love it.
Yeah, she looked great last night. UConn looked good. So yeah, there's a ton of games on today. I know there's some on right now. I think Notre Dame is playing.
Notre Dame's playing Syracuse right now. So
it's
at Syracuse. It's at Syracuse, which is always like, look, Notre Dame is up at halftime right now, 36-29. But let me tell y'all, playing at the Carrier Dome, that's probably one of the hardest arenas I've ever played at because just how big the Carrier Dome is and how the court is. It's like the court is lifted onto the, like it's raised essentially. And also too, like my depth perception in there, like when I would shoot it's always off. Like I always have a bad game at Carrier Dome. It's tough to shoot there. But yeah, we got games all day. Tennessee, like you said, TCU plays South Carolina tonight at 7 p.m. That's gonna be a good game. Hoping that Sedona and Haley come. Connor, please, Madison, show up today. This is the day I need you hitting threes. This is the day. Please make this a competitive game today. Nobody wants to see a blowout. Okay, we want to see a competitive game. All right. Who else plays? Kansas State plays today. If you haven't watched Aoki Lee, you should. Chantee's very high on her. She's a great player. And she just became their all-time leading scorer the other day in school history. So check her out. Who else? Virginia Tech plays Duke today. That should be a good game. Minnesota, Nebraska. I want to watch Utah again. That's what I want to watch play. I want to watch Utah play. Texas plays James Madison today. Iowa State plays Central Michigan. Illinois, Ohio State. That should be a good game. So we got a whole Sunday full basketball. Okay, so
yeah, it's gonna be
tap in.
Yeah, great games to watch.
LSU.
Right. Yeah, well, yeah, LSU. And UCLA. I want to see the UCLA and Washington game.
Yes, UCLA #1 in the country right now. Let's see if they could defend that #1 spot. I'm coming for that #1 spot.
Oh, all right. Okay, I knew the singing was coming. I knew it was coming. We are going to move into the business of sports.
Yes. Hold on one second before we move into that. I just want to let y'all know, since there's everybody in here, please make sure y'all follow us on social media. Okay. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Go ahead and hit that follow button. And if you're feeling real friendly today, you can also hit the notification button so that you can get the notifications, hit the bell, ding, so that you can get the notification when we go live, okay? It's really quite simple. So please make sure you're following us. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram at 21 Titles, okay? I just wanted to say that before we moved on. Okay.
I love the ding. Ding. All right. You want to talk about the expansion draft?
Yes. So this past Friday, December 6th, 6:30 p.m. on ESPN, we had the latest WNBA expansion draft. This has been a long time coming. This has been the first, this has been the league's first expansion draft since 2008. Okay, that is when we welcomed the Atlanta Dream into the league. Okay, the Valkyries, I think they did a good job with the expansion draft and picking players from each of the teams. So just wanted to go down and list who they selected. Okay, me and Chantee mentioned this on our Beyond the 9450 episode. We got to get better with the international play, okay? Because, like, the first 4 selections were, well, I'll say the first 3 out of 4 selections were international players, okay? Ileana Rupert from the Atlanta Dream, Maria Condi from the Chicago Sky, Carla Leet from the Dallas Wings. They're all international players, okay? Veronica Burton from the Connecticut Sun, Temi Fagbenle from the Indiana Fever. We have fan favorite Kate Martin from the Las Vegas Aces, Stephanie Talbot from the LA Sparks. I believe she's also an Australian and played on the Australian national team this past summer in the Olympics. Cecilia Sandalicini, she's from Italy. She was selected from the Minnesota Lynx. Kayla Thornton from the New York Liberty. Monique Billings from the Phoenix Mercury. Julie Van Loo from the Washington Mystics. And they did not select anyone from the Seattle Storm. Okay?
I see Jody sad about Kayla Thornton leaving in the comments.
Yeah, I'm very sure that New York Liberty fans were not happy with that selection. But to be quite honest, Kayla Thornton is a really important piece to a franchise. Like, she's a 9-year veteran. She's been on at least, I think, 3 other teams. And she just understands how to play her role. Like, whatever role she needs to fulfill for a team, Kayla Thornton gonna put her ego and pride aside, and she gonna do it. Okay, that's why she's a WNBA champion this past year, because when she needed to show up, she showed up. Okay, and yeah, she's a big loss for the Liberty, especially on the defensive end, because Kayla put the clamps on you. Okay. She does that. Like, we're in a space now where 2-way players are highly sought after, essentially. And Kayla Thornton, she can knock down the 3. She's a total team player. She plays defense. So I don't think it was surprising that the Valkyries selected Kayla Thornton to be a part of their team. I really want Monique Billings to find her way. Okay, she's also a vet. I think she's 7 years in the league, and she's just been bouncing around from team to team. So I'm hoping that this is a coveted, like, destination for her for years to come. Essentially, she's a hard worker. I compared her to Alana Smith for the Minnesota Lynx and how she can be that piece for them. Kate Martin, great pickup for them. She's a fan favorite. People love Kate Martin. Kate, she just works hard, and I think she's also too a plug and play kind of player. Like whatever the team needs, I'm gonna do it. Okay. Uh, so it was a lot of great pickups. Also, too, just to mention, me and Chantee always talk about the shortcomings of the WNBA, but they did it right this time. The Valkyries chose Bay Area personalities to announce the names of the players. So we had LPGA golfer Michelle West, rapper E40, and former Golden State Warrior Baron Davis basically announced the name. So that just shows that the WNBA, they got ears to the streets. They know what's up. The Bay Area is a very kind of like community-based area. And to see that they had E40, Baron Davis come out and say the names, I was loving that. I was loving it. I was also loving Elle Duncan's, like corny, but, her little
It was cute.
innuendos. Like I love that. But Elle, she gonna do that. Like if you haven't been watching Elle for the past, I don't know how many years has she been a broadcaster. She does that. That's what makes Elle Duncan Elle Duncan. Like she's gonna come and bring. She gonna drop some lines. She gonna drop some bars. Okay. So I loved it. And this was like the first time we probably seen an expansion draft for the WNBA on TV. Like for them to have the slot on ESPN at that time. And I want to see the numbers. I want to know how many people tuned in, and I hope that they do release those numbers because I think it's a big deal. Like we get NBA lottery, NBA expansion, NBA this, NBA summer league, NBA that. So like to have something for the WNBA, thank you. Thank you for televising this. So it only makes me more excited.
What I will say is that I saw the Erica Hamby's tweet um informing the public like that the players didn't know who was protected and who was going to be selected. Um Wondering if that will change in the future. Um I'm pretty sure that causes
Yeah,
a lot of anxiety.
I
Like
also too didn't like that they what was it? They leaked information before the thing even
the
started.
athletic, yeah, the
That was
athletic.
whack. Get out of here,
Mhm.
athletic. I didn't like that.
Yeah, yeah, no. Would have probably loved to see who was protected, but as far as the selections go,
Right,
leave that for the consumer to find out. I mean, that is what
right,
boosts the viewership. Like
right,
people are anxiously waiting to find out who is gonna get picked up. So yeah, wondering if that's gonna change in the future. We're learning who's gonna be protected. We got Toronto up next. Um I think in
right.
2025. So, um,
Oh, we also got a comment from Spindoc on YouTube. Hold on.
mm,
And he asks, any thoughts on who Golden State may pick up in free agency? Ooh, that's a great question.
and that is exactly what we was going to talk about. They have like there's so many opportunities for them to pick up great players. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't.
Drew Lloyd?
Listen, yeah, we're gonna get to Jewel. I don't know.
Right. It's
There's a lot of people in the free agency bag. DeWanna Bonner.
mhm.
It's a lot of I don't know.
That's a great question, Spindoc. I feel like I have to go through the list of
Yeah,
free agents and actually see who would fit because I think this is about fit. Their coach, she talked about really having a certain type of
type of
player
player.
on the team.
Hmm.
So I have to look at that list and see from that list who fits the kind of characteristics that she's talking about. Like she basically said, like she wants dogs, people that are
Shooters.
right, right. Like just professionals, people that want to come to work every day. Like, they want to show up, their gym rats, stuff like that. So we'll get back
Yeah.
to you. That was a great
Yeah,
question.
just it was a great question. I'm not sure. And then the 11 they chose last night is not the
Mhm.
final roster either.
Right.
So there's gonna be a lot of moving and shaking taking place from now up until probably about Mayish.
Hmm.
So that was a great question. And we'll both have to look at just a list of free agents and just see who could be moved around, who we may want to see on the team instead of, I don't know, maybe the 11 that was selected that may mesh better and then fit into the culture of what coach wants. So,
Right.
mhm.
Yeah. So shout out to the Golden State Valkyries for the expansion draft. So now the
The
league
jersey
will
look fire.
Jersey's definitely fire. If I wish we had a picture of it. Next time we'll be more prepared and we'll show you guys. But um, we've seen we've seen sentiments on both sides. Some people say they really love the jersey and really love its simplicity, and then on the other side, I've heard people say that they don't like the number placement on the jersey because it's off center.
Mhm.
They don't like that the logos are plastered. Both logos are plastered onto the jersey, but we're in that era where logos are being placed on jerseys. So, like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
is it that you want?
I like it. I think they're fire. I personally like the color purple, so it's
Hmm.
over. We said this in the Beyond the 9450 episode, but like it reminds me of like Sacramento Kings. It gives that. Like their logo kind of reminds me. It
Right,
just gives Sacramento Kings. And I used to love the Sacramento Kings jersey and I just love the colors and it looks good to me. We already mentioned before about the patches that are going to be placed on the jerseys moving forward, just because of the sponsorships and partnerships that the WNBA has garnered. So I think
right,
this is something we're going to see a lot more often moving forward with these new teams that are going to be coming into the WNBA. But I'm not mad at the placement of the logo, of the numbers, of the patches on the jersey. I think it looks great, and I'm really excited. I
right.
definitely need to go buy some merch.
Merch it up. Merch it up.
Not merch it up. Yo, alright. Moving on, Jules. All right, Seattle. Now we just talked about the expansion draft. We talked about how the Valkyries did not make a selection when it came to Seattle Storm. Now there's been, Brittany has gone on record to say it's sleepless in Seattle. Okay. But
Drama.
drama. So that investigation happened. If you don't know, Jewel Lloyd filed an EEOC claim probably about a month or two ago, alleging harassment, amongst other things, when it came to just things she was subjected to throughout the season from coaches and I guess staff of the Seattle Storm organization. An investigation was conducted and they didn't find anything after conducting the investigation. Um, And as soon as word got out that nothing was found from the investigation, Drew Lloyd immediately demanded a trade to be traded from a team that she played on for a decade and won two WNBA championships with. Um, so that had everybody up in arms, not up in arms, but everybody was like, "Ooh, like this is
Hmm.
a little crazy." So, um, what are your thoughts?
I mean, nothing was found from the investigation. After you cause all this hoorah, you got to get out of there because you
Oh
got
yeah, you
beef.
can't stay. You
Yeah,
can't
you
stay.
you got beef with your teammates. You got beef with the coaching staff. It's and you probably got beef with the front office too now.
Oh yeah, you gotta go.
So it's only right that she changed the settings. And don't get me wrong, because I've been seeing people on Twitter bashing Drew Lloyd, talking about she's not that good. Let's stop that right now.
Y'all sound crazy. Y'all
Time
look
out.
crazy. Y'all sound crazy.
Y'all are wilding. I don't know what crack pipe y'all done smoked. But
That's where we going.
yo, it's
I
crazy
mean,
because
yeah,
I seen somebody smoking crack the other day on the plane. Like, I mean,
wait,
on the
wait.
train, the train.
I'm like, what
On the
plane are you
train,
on?
on the train, New Jersey Transit. Okay, I seen it. We seen it. I seen the video.
Oh,
Somebody sent us smoking crack on the platform. Is really insane. But we there. We here. We here. Jewel Lloyd is undeniably
she's the gold mamba. Okay, the
okay.
girl's good. The girl's good. She can fill up the bucket. She's a great player.
Right. The
She
only
on one
thing.
championships. It
Right.
just seems like she had a underwhelming season
Right.
this past season.
Right.
That's something we're not used to seeing. One could assume that because of all the things that may have been occurring within the team, that is why. That's not an excuse. I'm
Right. Right.
thinking
Right.
that, but that is why that may have played a part. It seems like there may be a lack of accountability about when it comes to her and her performance from the season and taking accountability for how she performed. This is outside
Right.
looking in. We don't
Right.
have any insider knowledge or details.
Right. That's really what.
Maybe that's really what it is. Like that's what it looks like. And we
Correct.
don't know where Jewel will end up at. I've seen some people saying they wish that she would come to LA, to Chicago. I mean, anywhere Jewel goes, she's gonna provide value. The girl
Right.
is good.
Right.
The girl is good. What some of y'all was saying on the internet is blasphemous. And y'all don't know what y'all talking about and y'all don't watch basketball.
Right.
That's
Like,
it.
y'all are crazy. She comes from Notre Dame, dog. Like, that's like, come on. That's one of the historic WNBA player producing institutions. Okay. If y'all want to say, like, chill out, casual fan. We know y'all just came this year. All right. If and I understand, if you just watched her this year for the first time, you might think like, oh, what happened? But last year she was killing. Like, it's a tale of two seasons. Like, really? So we just wanted to report, bring that the investigation. Nothing was found. Jewel wants to be traded because she has to be traded. There's no more love in Seattle. Like, the love is lost. We done. So we moving on.
But
Okay.
I am looking forward to her participation in Unrivaled. I mean, that's set to happen next month. I'm pretty
And
sure she's reading the tweets. She's keeping receipts. I'm pretty sure she's keeping receipts. She's reading what y'all saying. And
she's reading it all, because I'm gonna tell you, if I was an athlete, I'd be reading it all. I would read it all. I don't care about my mental health right now. I'm reading all the tweets because that's giving me motivation to get in
not
my bag. Seriously. She is reading the tweets. So whoever came and was throwing shade, she got them bookmarked.
oh
Believe
yeah,
it.
nah. She got a bookmark.
She got them bookmarked, okay? So just be ready if she's ready to throw flame. I can't wait for Unrivaled. Skylar and Jewel gonna take each other's heads off with his head, off with her head. Yes, I want to see it. The women are bringing back
They
the
restoring the
feeling.
feeling.
This, Unrivaled is gonna remind me of when we used to play in the playground, dog. Like, on the playground, playing against boy. Who won it? Who's up next? Who's up next? Because we running the court right now. Like, nobody can take us off the court. Like,
Right.
that's how I feel Unrivaled is about to bring the energy.
It is.
Off with her head. Okay.
We love it. Right. Yeah, we'll keep you updated with Jewel. We don't know where she's gonna end up, but again, she's gonna bring value wherever she goes. So yeah, we'll keep y'all posted about that.
Facts.
Forbes this week, they release its sports 30 under 30 list. Some of the athletes on that list was Jason Tatum, Caitlin Clark, Jalen Brunson, the Cavender twins of the University of Miami, You have
Mhm.
Floyd J. Johnson, your girl Mallory Swanson. Um, all in all, this was a great list. This is the first year I've really been paying attention to the list because everybody and their mother, meaning all the corporations and businesses and publications, have now developed these lists to shine light on these athletes and just major players in different sectors of just different industries. What I really appreciated and loved about this list um, is that Forbes put a little blurb next to their names, and it didn't just say like what team they play for and what sport they played. It gave a little blurb about what they do outside of the floor or off, like outside of the sport that they play, um, which I think is important because, like we said on the 9450 pod, it just humanizes them, and it makes clear like they're multidimensional people, and we do things beyond what we're getting paid to do. Um,
Hello.
so I loved it. For example, Jalen Brunson, they put known for leadership on the court and mentoring young athletes. Jason Tatum, they put recognized for mental health advocacy and business ventures. Like,
Yes.
hopefully that puts some spark in some of the consumers and readers' minds to go look into these athlete stories and then also what they've been doing to learn more about who they are as a person.
Absolutely. We've said this many times, and this is why 21 titles is even in existence, because we feel like the professional and personal development of the student athlete is a very, very important topic. Okay. Aside for them being developed athletically, they also need to be developed as people. And with that, the scope under financial literacy is very important because, and that's why we talk about the business of sports, because, we making all this money, but what are we doing with this money? Right? How are we growing this money? How are we investing this money? Because we've all heard it more often than not. We've all seen the 30 for 30s going broke. We've seen it. We just talked about this in our Beyond the 9450 episode about how Otani was getting money stolen from him and he didn't even know. Okay? Like his his
Get over that.
trusted his trusted interpreter was stealing and siphoning money from him for years.
Disgusting work. Over
Okay?
17 million. We're gonna go
Mm-hmm.
about this later, but that just anyway, go ahead. That was
Yeah.
disgusting.
That just calls for like us. We have to be more savvy
Yes.
as just and we have to increase our business acumen. Like there's
Yes.
no reason Otani shouldn't have known that his interpreter, who he's been working with closely for the past decade, is stealing money from him. But this is a common occurrence.
Mhm.
Financial advisors stealing money, and our athletes not knowing this, the artists being tied in these deals, and these labels stealing money from them, and they not knowing where the money is being budgeted to. Like, it's time for us to stop being ignorant. Like, it's time. Like, we done with the ignorance. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance
Mm-mm.
is ignorance
It's gonna hurt.
is really gonna hurt you in the long term. So Forbes releasing Sports 30 under 30, I love it because it's just inciting more conversations about what these athletes are doing outside of their respective sports.
Yeah. So shouts to Forbes, shouts to everybody that was listed. And yeah, I love it. Moving on. And one. We've talked about and one on multiple occasions. And one is a staple in the basketball community, not just street ball, but just in general. Um, and one has been kind of quiet for the past few years. We saw a couple of docs come out and stuff like that, but it looks like they're trying to make their way back into, the forefront of basketball.
Right.
and being a big brand in basketball again. And so and One Basketball actually partnered with Wilberforce University to create a historic sponsorship. Um, and if you did not know, Wilberforce University is actually the oldest historically Black private college and university in the United States, owned and operated by African Americans, which is
Rare.
pretty much unheard of because,
A lot of
a lot of
HBs
HBCUs
are
are
not operated
owned
and owned by African
African
Americans.
Americans.
They're basically undercover PWIs, to be
This is what I'm
honest.
saying. Like, I don't know if a lot of people are aware, but that this is facts. And so for them to partner with Wilberforce University means that they did their homework and their due diligence and was very intentional about partnering with this specific university. This collaboration marks AND1's first sponsorship of an HBCU athletic program, making it a historical moment for both the brand and the university. So as part of the partnership, this is dope. And1 descended upon the Wilberforce campus and provided the men's and women's basketball teams with a full suite of new gear, including uniforms, travel sweatsuits, practice apparel, travel bags, and even a professional photo shoot.
Right.
Each team member received several pairs of And1's performance basketball shoes, the Attack Threes, and the Mad Game line. Furthermore, And1 designed a special Wilberforce player edition sneaker line that players will debut this season, highlighting the pride and spirit of the university. Fire.
Dope.
Dope, intentional. What else is fire is that their head coach, the women's basketball head coach of Wilberforce, her name is Rachel Norton. She expressed her excitement about the sponsorship and even mentioned that, she followed the brand since its street inception, and she collected all the mixtapes, and she now cherishes the memorabilia of the street ball movement. She was quoted by saying, with And1 as our sponsor, we are not just receiving the equipment, we are welcoming a brand that truly understands and celebrates the game of basketball and its cultural significance. It seems like she had a huge part to play in this partnership. But this is just really dope. I love to see this. I'm pretty sure this won't be the last time And1 will be partnering with universities, but I love that their first one was with the historic with the HBCU.
Come on, they need the visibility.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and it's one that here's another thing, and what I've come to realize, like a lot of companies that do partner with HBCUs, they tend to partner with the same HBCUs. I love the fact, I love the fact that that's not the route that And1 took. For me personally, I've never heard of Wilberforce University before reading that article. So this is definitely putting them on the map in more ways than one. And I think that that's why I feel like this was super dope. It wasn't an HBCU that I think most brands would no disrespect to them, but would work with. So it just again shows the intention behind them choosing them to partner with. Like,
right. No, I agree. Because it's like the same things get cycled, or like, but we see that in like entertainment, the same people get deals. I mean, even in NIL, like we see the brands going after the same kids. But that's because of their social cachet and their social equity. If we can get student athletes to be more serious about their social equity at earlier ages and understanding the power of social media from an earlier age, and it's not just a tool for you to go on and just be kicking it and scrolling. Like, this is something that you can use in your future to monetize, right? You can get people you can build a community, essentially. Build a community of supporters using social media as a tool. And this is what we've been preaching for the past 2.5 years. Leveraging your social equity. Leverage everything that you do. You are hot right now. Drop it like it's hot. You're hot right now. As a collegiate student athlete, you are hot. You are highly touted. People are going to be coming out the woodworks left and right. Don't let you go to a high D1 institution. Don't let you perform well. People going to be, so right now you have to have a level of understanding and then also discernment. We don't have great discernment as teenagers because everybody's trying to take from us. Everybody's trying to pull. So the people who are in your corner who don't have their hands out and who are helping you because they want to and not because they're trying to come up off of you, keep them people around you. Okay, the people that are telling you what you don't want to hear, those people that you gotta keep around you. You always gotta keep those people that humble you around you because they're gonna keep it real. They're gonna keep it
Right. They're
real.
not yes men. So
No,
that's how you
no.
grow.
Facts.
That's how you grow. So
Facts.
you
Facts.
hit it
So
on the head.
A1 and 1 times HBCU, we love it.
Love it. Moving on. We're gonna talk about Woj. So I had the opportunity to listen to some of 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. You know, that's the pod with Carmelo Anthony. And he had Woj on there. And Woj is just a wealth of dope ass experiences. Like and a wealth and a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
And so long story less long, let me just hop into the diagnosis. This week we learned that he was diagnosed with prostate cancer in March, and because of that, it put a lot of things in perspective for him. And it kind of mirrors what he said on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, which is basically like he said, "I didn't want to spend one more day of my life waiting on someone's MRI or hitting an agent at 1 a.m. about an ankle sprain." Um, on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, he expressed that although he had an illustrious career as an NBA insider. Um, he wanted to do something that brought him joy, and um, not saying that he didn't find joy in with working with the NBA with ESPN. He wanted to switch lanes, and now he's the GM at St. Bonaventure, which is um, a school that he actually attended. He's an alum of the school, and just hearing him talk on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, we were just talking about just NIL and the student athlete, and he just did such a I don't he didn't even do it on purpose. He was just telling his journey, but you can hear just the changing of the high school and college ecosystem as he talks about like Melo coming into the league and LeBron coming into the league and all the major changes within both the NBA and then also with college and high school, and um he just made it clear that he wanted to spend more of his days, that the days that he has left in living, doing something that he loves to do. um and I loved hearing that because I think a lot of people just get bogged down into one box or one lane, and he didn't want to do that. I mean, he was making millions of dollars as an NBA insider, and now he's making what, $75,000 a year. Because he realized, and he said this on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, money isn't everything. He said the only thing that would have, continued to motivate him to stay in the position of an NBA insider is the money. Outside of that, he didn't have any passion, like no real passion to continue to keep going.
Right.
Um, so all in all, first of all, take care of yourself, right? Choose yourself, choose your happiness. He's in a great position. I don't think many of us have that position, right? Are in that position to like do something we love rather than do something we have to do to pay the bills.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So when you
Right.
find something, when your passion and the money align,
Mm-hmm.
you are super fortunate and super blessed, and you're in like that rare box of people that can mesh the two together. That rarely happens. And so he had the great opportunity of, yeah, making money. And now I've made so much money. Um, I'm just in a different space in my life where I realize family and doing what I love to do is more important. And time is like the golden nugget. It's like
Yeah.
time is where the wealth lies at. And I think he now understands that. And he appreciates it a lot more, unfortunately, because of the diagnosis that he has or obtained. But
Yeah.
I have to finish the interview, but I've been enjoying it thus far, and I hope that it resonates with people. It resonated with me. I know for me personally, as a lawyer, I'll be tired. Brittany, no, I'll be tired.
Yeah.
Um, but finding nuggets of to take care of yourself and self-care and doing things you enjoy, like coming and talking to y'all every week. Just finding little nuggets. I love finding things that I love to do outside of work is really important. And like life is but a blink.
Yeah.
Literally, it's a blink and then it's over.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you're doing things that you enjoy. You want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You want to make sure that you're spending time with your family and friends and people that really care about you, because all that other stuff doesn't matter. Like you can't take money with you when you leave. You can't take it with
Right.
you.
Nope.
And that is essentially what he was talking about on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
Whoa. Basically giving us a masterclass about the real luxuries in life. Okay? Time, health, being around people you love, um, being around people who actually love you back. Right? Like this man basically took a 10x pay cut. He was getting $7.3 million annually as an ESPN insider, and has taken a job now at the University of St. Bonaventure for 75K to be a general manager. And most people probably say, like, yo, he's crazy. He's crazy. He's this. He. Yeah, we crazy until we put it we're put in that position. Okay, you never know what you're going to do when you're in the same position as somebody else. Okay, but I did not get to watch the entire interview, but just seeing the clips that have rolled out and just hearing him, like all these stories that he has, I want him to come out with a book of just the stories that he got.
I'm sure it's down. It's in the tank because yeah, he knew everything, and he moved with such integrity.
Right.
The relationships that he's been able to build,
Mm-hmm.
what we talked about earlier, kind of has resurfaced with him now being a general
General
manager
manager.
and navigating and helping his this school navigate the NIL space. He has so many
Mm-hmm.
connections. This was such a big pickup for St. Bonaventure. Like,
Right.
yeah, the
Right.
stories that he has, the experience, the things he's been subjected to, has witnessed,
Right.
conversations he's had with the best of the best, with Kobe Bryant, with all of these
Mm-hmm.
players and front and people in the front office.
Yeah. I mean, and just
He has experiences for a lifetime. Like,
just think about the generation of writers that he's going to kind of like incite moving
correct.
forward. Like the way he moved with integrity. These are things that are being lost in journalism. Like people just want things that garner clicks, things that are catfishy. Like, like I'm clicking on something. I'm thinking I'm clicking on something, and it's a totally different top. Like, we gotta bring back honest journalism and like honest reporting, not just like clickbait reporting. Like we've spoke about this. Storytelling is so important. Like, And mainstream media, again, I'm going to say it again, mainstream media has done a terrible job at humanizing the athlete. They have not shown us their multifaceted sides. Like, we know all these athletes got hobbies. We know they all do stuff outside of their professional career. I want to hear those stories. Woj, thank you for your service. Thank you for operating in integrity, because that's how I've always operated, and I will continue to operate. Chantee will continue to operate like that, because that's all we know, okay? Being a stand-up person, being someone who's of integrity. We don't know any other way. So I'm happy that he is he's giving us these nuggets, because I mean it's Woj. Like, he was dropping news for what, the past couple of decades?
Yeah, he was talking about how he started.
Yeah.
And how fast it went, like how he gained a reputation of like dropping accurate news and information when it comes to just the NBA. He has quite a story. So I won't be surprised if a book comes out and then we saw everybody talking about how he mentioned Kobe wanted to be a Knick or talked about being a Knick.
That would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy. He said that essentially. He was just like, the Lakers are not letting you go. They're not letting you go. Like, he had a conversation with Kobe. He mentioned something like, sometimes he still goes, when he's drafting an email and he, whatever email or the person he's sending it to may start with a K.
Right.
The emails from Kobe would like appear and how great of a person he was. And then Carmelo was talking about how Kobe like cursed him out before, not cursed him out, but like basically reminded him who he was.
Right.
Reminded Carmelo of who he was. Like,
facts.
But those stories are what I'm talking about. Him saying, yeah, he didn't get a lot of rest. Like, he brings up specific situations where he's like, I camped out all night. I waited by my phone all night.
Yeah.
All of that stuff starts to catch up with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Brittany and I joke about this all the time. We went to Art Basel, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
When I tell y'all we did not get no rest, we did not get any rest. Literally, we did not get any rest at Art Basel because we were working.
Yeah.
And then, while working, also finding time to like be social and have fun.
It's exhausting.
We can't do that no more. It'd be difficult to do. All I'm saying is, like, the older you get, the more you realize like time is important. And Woj he great job. Just like Brittany said, tremendous job. If you haven't watched the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn interview, please do. I still have to finish it, but I'm enjoying it so far. So, just to Woj.
Moving on.
Oh, God. Again. James Dolan. We laughing because we just recorded also for our Beyond the 9450 podcast with the 9450, and make sure you subscribe to the 9450.
Thanks.
But James Dolan has received so many nasty awards from us, and then Brittany just found out that a mutual friend of ours worked at MSG and had a terrible experience with James Dolan.
Yes.
He just keeps proving that he's just not a good person.
No. He's terrible.
He keeps proving, like, God, he deserves a nasty award. Like, it just...
Another one.
Mm-hmm. DJ Khaled. Another one, because, he's sickening. Anyway... Now James Dolan is declaring war on bootleg t-shirt vendors. I can't even get it out. He's declaring war on t-shirt vendors outside of MSG. So
yeah, he running up on the bootleggers. He said, "I gotta get out of here.
You gotta get out of here because y'all taking money out of my pocket." And truth be told, he's right. Like, this is infringement.
Right.
This is trademark infringement. This is IP infringement. And we talking about the bootleggers. Y'all know the bootleggers. When y'all go to concerts or games or any type of entertainment shows, the people outside selling T-shirts, that's illegal. It's illegal. It's illegal.
He said it's illegal.
It's
Okay.
illegal. But sometimes the merch be fire. Sometimes the merch is more fire than what's presented inside for the show.
That's a fact.
Sometimes the merch is cheaper. That's really also what it comes down to. It's cheaper and more affordable
Then the
than,
official. Yeah.
yeah. So basically, James Dolan with MSG Sports, the Knicks, and the Rangers, they filed a 30-page lawsuit in federal court this week on Monday. For now, no one. The identities of defendants right now is they're Jane Does and John Does and XYZ companies because they don't know the names of the bootleggers, so they're not suing anybody for real. It's open ended until those identities have been verified. And the teams are claiming the vendors are selling and distributing infringing merchandise and are stealing their intellectual property and registered trademarks. The lawsuit says MSG Security obtained some of the counterfeit merchandise and took photos of vendors selling it. The claim even quotes one vendor confirming the merchandise was fake, but adding, "Doesn't it look real?" Teams across the nation actually have been cracking down on licensed vendors. In April, police in LA seized about $140,000 worth of fake Lakers merchandise. And the same thing in Chicago. So they cracking down. They cracking down on the bootleg, but the bootleg has been holding us down for a long time, for years. But they had enough. They've had enough. Wait, I can't hear you.
No, I said, I mean, the bootleggers, they always
They're
gonna be
holding it down.
they're gonna be part of the ecosystem.
They are part of the ecosystem. They are. But apparently everybody has had enough. But I don't want I'm not gonna say it. Even though it's infringement, James Dolan, just stop.
Yeah, he already, how much money you already got, James Dolan? Like you already wealthy, bro. Get out of here.
But they're absolutely
They are correct. They are correct. Because
technically speaking,
if I'm the owner of the Knicks and I see you counterfeiting, first and foremost, I'm gonna take it as, look, I'm flattered.
Are you? Because let's be for real. Let's keep it a buck. Here we go. Here we go. I got an example. Nope.
Okay.
You got a book. Show everybody a book.
Okay.
Brittany wrote a book, y'all. Now you telling me that if I go and make groundwork 24, utilizing the same font, everything's the same. It just say groundwork 24, and I sell the book for $5. You gonna take it as flattery?
Nah. Nah. I'm sending that letter.
You gonna send a cease and desist?
Yeah.
And you gonna say, Miss Howard, if you don't stop, I'm gonna sue your ass. That's what you're gonna say. I'm gonna sue you. So that's what I mean by, like, they right. They right. And I don't think many people take it as like, even when you go to Chinatown and you see the people buying fake Louis Vuitton, fake Gucci, because they just sued too. I believe I read something within the last year that either Gucci, Louis, or one of them major brands was trying to get bootleggers to stop selling fake merchandise. So this is the thing.
That's never gonna happen.
Never gonna happen because it's not. It's never gonna happen. But now you got me thinking, like, that was it's been a thing. I think within the last year. I could be wrong, but no. So they right. I just don't bang with James Dolan. That's it. I don't
don't either. Yeah.
So we'll keep y'all posted, but that's what's happening with the bootleggers. But I do agree with you, Brittany. The bootleggers are always going to be a part of the ecosystem, whether they're permitted or not. Like they're going to be there. They're going to make sure they get their money, and people are always going to buy the merchandise. So we'll keep y'all posted about that. You want to talk about Otani again?
No. Otani!
Yeah, Otani. I got
Yeah.
introduced to Otani this year. I am not a baseball watcher. Brittany's dad is a baseball watcher. My dad is a baseball watcher. The only other reason why I was familiar with who Otani was or is because the Dodgers went and won
The World
the
Series.
World Series. Um, but
Yeah.
this story, I was introduced to this story as of recent. Brittany has said she has heard of this. I am completely taken aback by this.
Yes. So I think my father brought this story to me like about a month ago, where he was saying that there's lingerings and whisperings of the interpreter basically siphoning and stealing millions of dollars from the generational talent in Shohei Otana.
And
Okay.
the interpreter worked for the Dodgers.
Yes. So he was essentially employed by the Dodgers and also employed by Otani to handle, obviously, his relations because he cannot speak English. All right. So the Dodgers star, who is seeking baseball cards valued at more than $324,000. Y'all know we talk about collectibles on here. We just last week talked about WNBA cards on an uptick. His former interpreter, IP Mizuhara, fraudulently purchased, will be getting them once Mizuhara is sentenced in January. Okay. Otani requested a hearing in California's Central District Court late last week as a part of a restitution in the federal case against Mizuhara for stealing more than $17 million from Otani to pay off millions in sports gambling debts. The cards were seized from Mizuhara's possession, which were purchased online from sites such as eBay and live shopping marketplace Whatnot between January and March of 2024, according to his plea agreement in May. The purchases took place in weeks leading up to Mizuhara's scandal going public in March. Mizuhara intended to resell them, likely as another way to steal from his former client. Some of the cards feature Otani, while others include Hall of Famer Yogi Berra and star free agent Juan Soto. Mizuhara is expected to be sentenced January 24th for bank and tax fraud in connection to the incident, which revealed he controlled Otani's finances and used them to illegally bet and pay off debts accumulated from his losses. The 39-year-old was fired by the Dodgers in March, shortly after the season started, indicted by the federal government in April, and pleaded guilty in May. He faces a maximum of 33 years in prison. Hey, y'all, this actually happens often. Often. Because people, athletes, artists, we're not paying attention. And we think that everyone is just serving us at the highest capacity. Personally, I know athletes who have gotten stolen from, financial advisors stealing millions of dollars from them. This is a normal thing. So you always have to make sure you're on top of your stuff. Like you can't be ignorant and think that people are going to do the right thing. Because people will still. Especially when you're in a position like this, like Otani is a generational talent. This guy is a pitcher who can hit. Like
Brittany, $17 million?
$17 million is a lot.
$17 million?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. And that probably went under the wayside because Otani is making millions more.
No, absolutely, but the
That's a
interpreter is
yeah,
crazy. And betting to pay off
yeah,
betting debts?
yeah. If that he got a problem because
Yeah,
gambling is addicting. Like we done heard Michael Jordan, right, with his damn gambling habits. Like we were basically conditioned not to bet in college because of the campaign of don't bet on it. Don't bet on it.
right.
Don't bet on it. They made it seem like betting was such the word, like, don't bet on it. Like, it was crazy. And now we got betting legally. Like, it's legal. DraftKings, Duel, whatever, FanDuel, like, all this stuff. It's really incredible to me how all of y'all got betting apps, but y'all don't have brokerage accounts. So y'all going with the BA that's in the low tiers, in the lobby. Betting apps, they are predatory. I'm gonna be honest, they are predatory. But if you are gonna use a betting app, I challenge you. That same money that you put as a wager, put that in a brokerage account. You putting up $100 to wager a game, put up $100 to put in your brokerage account. I'm just saying. Because at some point, I'm gonna show my account on this show. At some point, I'm gonna show it. I don't come from money. I don't at all. I'm from the Bronx. I live 15 minutes from Yankee Stadium. But let me tell you this. Since 2020, watching Market Mondays, Earn Your Leisure, Ian Dunlap, Wall Street Trapper, I've been growing my small portfolio. It's a small portfolio, but it's been growing past 4 years. At some point, I'm going to show y'all my portfolio. Because all you do is just silence out the noise and just listen. That's what we got to do. Okay? Make sure y'all checking up on y'all people who are helping you run your business. Because 9 times out of 10, it's the people closest to us doing the most damage, okay? We just had the anniversary of Fred Hampton's death, okay? December 4th. And if y'all know that story, Fred Hampton was killed by a raid from the FBI. And the person who was the informant was very close to Fred Hampton, was with him. William O'Neill. Go look at the story. William O'Neill eventually, because he couldn't fathom what he did, eventually down the line took his own life. Because he siphoned and gave the information that would eventually be used by the FBI to kill one of the greatest activists we ever had. And this man was head of his security, I believe. He was the chief of his security. Okay, so y'all gotta watch. Y'all people around you. Because they may not have the best intentions. And Muzahara should get more than 33 years.
Yeah, it's out of control. That's all I got. I still, that's crazy. That's crazy. It is like.
It is, but it's gonna.
But
keep
it does.
happening.
It's gonna right. You gotta have checks and balances on everybody, every
Right.
day.
Right.
But yeah, now we are going to transition into NIL news / college sports news. There was a lot happening, specifically with Paige Beckers and Florjay Johnson this week. LSU basketball star Florjay Johnson has signed an NIL deal with the new 3-on-3 Women's Basketball League Unrivaled. Again, that is scheduled to begin in January 17th of 2025. Florjay actually joined joins Paige Beckers as the second college player to sign with the league. Both Johnson and Paige Beckers are committed to play when they become professionals, but they will receive their equity in Unrivaled now. They're believed to be the first two college athletes to receive ownership stakes in a pro sports league. This is a very big deal. We have yet to see something like this of its kind. Unrivaled has already showed that equity is important to them. This is a player-led league, player-created league. So if anybody understands the importance of ownership, it's the players. And so I love that they're making this opportunity available to upcoming professional players. Um, it just shows that they actually care. Not that they just they understand business as well. Like money is not enough now.
Facts.
You know, now you want to talk about our acumen, our business acumen. We're thinking long term now. We're not thinking short term.
Right.
I think we're having a better understanding of thinking future wise rather than in the moment. So that is that's what equity is about. And so this is a great opportunity for these two women to grow their portfolios and then also kind of secure their future too as professional athletes, and then money, because Unrivaled is going to grow. It's going to
Absolutely.
continue to grow. So this is amazing.
Absolutely. I love it. Like Chantee said, it's not just about just receiving money now, it's about receiving ownership. And that is extremely important now. Like equity, ownership. We have to have these conversations now because that's the only way like your money is going to grow. Like saving your money is not going to do anything. First and foremost, these banks don't give you enough interest to keep it in there. All right. The national average for a savings account is probably 0.46%.
Yes. I actually randomly looked that up last night. It's very low. Yeah, extremely low.
Very low. Okay. Like, so, like, or even looking at your, like, I challenge y'all to even look at your 401ks. What's in your 401ks? What products are in there that they have y'all wrapped up in?
Right.
Like
that they chose for you. Because I looked at that yesterday too. I looked at that yesterday too.
They're not going to choose the best products for you. They're going to choose the bare minimum. So if you can go in there and kind of figure out what's the best way you can maximize your money, then that's what I challenge you to do. But like, yeah, they ain't gonna do nothing for you. Like they make it seem like the 401k is such a great thing, but you got to see what the 401k is in. Okay, like let's move a little bit further. Let's go a little bit deeper. Because we need to. Like people need to know. I'm also very big in like hospitality, like restaurant, and 9 times out of 10, people don't have their books together. Like especially in restaurants, especially in our communities. We don't got our stuff typed most of the time. So like this is forcing us to become more savvy when it comes to being entrepreneurs and being business people. Okay, so love that we also getting equity now and that we're asking for it. Like we've said earlier, like even when we were talking about the EA Sports, remember we were talking about EA Sports and how
with the college football game.
Right, like
getting $500, I think it was. Like all the players was gonna get $500 with no equity or no like royalties.
And they were happy with that.
They were happy with $500, and it's like, nah, like I'm not. Yo, it's EA Sports,
right?
It's EA Sports. I need some type of royalty.
even if I'm not getting a royalty, give me some shares. Give me something. Give me some shares
for
that can grow.
$500.
It's crazy. One-time
I don't
fee?
even care if it was
Nah.
$100,000. That's still not enough because of the
Yeah.
copies they sell.
Right.
Think about that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then the licensing fees
Correct.
associated with the game.
Correct. We don't know this stuff, so we not looking at that.
Yeah, no. I don't know the numbers, but y'all gonna have to give me more than $500. Y'all gonna have to give me more than $100,000.
Yeah.
So just Florjay and Paige Beckers. Florjay also debuted her sneaker with Puma, her exclusive shoe with Puma this week. And some of the features of the sneaker are that she has a number 4 in a camouflage pattern, which is in honor of her late father, the rapper Camouflage. It also features her Big 4 celebration on the tongue of the shoe. What I forgot to mention is the name of the shoe. The name of the shoe is All Pro Nitro PE. And she announced it this week on her Overtime podcast. She also has 2 quotes from her mother, Mama Raised the Beast, and we worked on this. And then there's also a handwritten note on the inside of the shoe as a tribute to her brothers.
Fire. Fire. Love it.
These two are busy. So then, yeah, last night we already reported that UConn beat Louisville, and the whole UConn team had on Paige Becker's Nike sneakers last night. Some of the staff actually had them on as well. The name of the sneaker is GT Hustle 3. And this release made Paige the first NIL athlete to design and launch a Nike Player Edition basketball sneaker. She mentioned that there's so many details that make this shoe special to me. This is the perfect colorway for me. I love baby blue and lavender, and the radial knit makes me feel fly. There's also 2 area codes on the sneakers, 860, which is stores, and then Paige's hometown in Minnesota of 612. And what else? And those codes intersect on the left tongue of the shoe with an embroidered bucket on the right tongue. A creative play on her surname, replacing Beckers with buckets, is displayed on the right heel. The left heel adorns a text bubble bearing an inspirational message Paige receives from her father before every game, which is "Be you, be great."
I just love that they creating sneakers now.
Sneakers, and they look fly.
They do.
I didn't see Florjay's, but I definitely saw Paige's sneaker last night. They look fly and they look comfortable. So
okay. Next time we definitely will have those pictures for y'all. Okay, we're getting it together. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this because like this goes along the lines of when we were reporting on the WNBA player editions and how like there have been cross marketing with like the NBA players and how like Jason Tatum was wearing, he was wearing Ryan Howard's player editions at one point, like just like the cross marketing. I love that we're getting
Sabrina.
Right, Sabrina. Yeah, we're gonna have to come back and bring like the numbers for Sabrina's sales because the Sabrina twos.
I think Boardroom dropped some numbers or some type of data. We'll have to look into it in reference to the Sabrina twos and then everything Sabrina, like all her sneakers, how they've been doing. And to your point about like that intersection between NBA and WNBA, how a lot of the NBA players have been rocking the Sabrinas.
Right. Yeah.
The numbers, I'm pretty. She's really been doing.
Yeah, she
work in that
caking.
arena.
She caking. Like Sabrina.
Yeah, I love to see that.
Sabrina, she doing it. She's setting the precedence for the sneaker game. Okay. I can't wait to see who's like next up after her, like who commands the second spot. So shout out to them. I mean, I want to see the signature shoes though. We got the play editions. Let's move it forward eventually and give us signature sneakers. Okay, that's what I want. I love the PEs, but
right
signature.
Give us the signatures. So, but shouts to Paige and shouts to 4J. Um, I don't know if you wanted to talk about Ethereum hitting 4K for tech or
Yeah,
leaving that.
sure. I could speak on it. So y'all know that we're also blockchain baddies, and we love to talk about tech. As y'all know, we are in a new age, new era. I know for some of y'all, unfortunately, Donald Trump being the president-elect was not something that you wanted to see. But we here now, okay? We can't change it. And with that being said, more favorable crypto regulation is going to come under Donald Trump, to be quite honest, because he's hiring people that are pro crypto. So because that has happened since the election, Bitcoin has been on a tear, Ethereum has been on a tear. Okay, so as y'all know, Bitcoin has hit 100K. It just hit 100K this past week for the first time ever. I think that's, for me, I'm slightly attributing that to Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy and how they've been so aggressive in buying Bitcoin. Like MicroStrategy, ticker symbol MSTR, if you don't know, is the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin right now. And their CEO, Michael Saylor, just continues to buy more. Okay, so keep that on your radar. But we just wanted to bring to the forefront that the second largest cryptocurrency, Ethereum, has hit 4K for the first time since March. Okay, so we're back into that 4K range for crypto. I'm going to just say this now because people will not say this. Your money on that exchange is not yours. They can shut down your account. They can do all of that. They cannot give you access to that account no more, and it is still on their platform. So what I advise everyone to do is to get yourself a hardware wallet. A hardware wallet. Earlier when we started our company, we were doing something called Wallet Wednesdays, where we would have workshops and showing people on how to open up digital wallets and just kind of like educating people on what digital wallets are and how do you keep your crypto safe. Get your own wallet. Yes, get your own wallet, get your own hardware wallet, and transfer your funds from that exchange onto that wallet, because that's how you're going to be a steward. Like, don't entrust these exchanges. And I'm just telling you from personal experience. This is personal experience. I had to wait a few years for an exchange to give me my money back, when I could have initially just transfer my money from the exchange onto my hardware wallet, and I was being lazy and didn't want to do it. So I had to wait 2.5 years for my money to come back. Thank God it did, because in crypto, most of the time, you're not
You
getting
took the
it
words
back.
out my mouth. I was about to say, at least you got it.
Right. And that's only because I went through a verified exchange. Okay. And yes, SpinDoc is correct. Don't buy the hardware wallet from Amazon. Buy it directly from the manufacturer. He is 1,000%.
Baby,
Oh,
the
man.
the scammers been infiltrating everything.
Yes. Go
He's
directly
right.
to Ledger and buy it from Ledger. Like, go directly to the manufacturer and get it, because going through Amazon, it can be tampered with. Like, people are crazy out here. They are crazy, but we just wanted to bring that to the forefront. Ethereum hit 4K. Make sure you get your own hardware wallet, and make sure it's from the actual manufacturer directly. Okay. And that's it for the tech news.
And finally, we have culture news. Fear of God is teaming up with the NBA and WNBA on a multi-year deal. Um, the partnership actually signals a pivotal moment for the brand as it continues to bridge the worlds of sports and fashion. We're already seeing a lot more sports figures, specifically in the WNBA and the NBA, yeah, tap into fashion houses and fashion brands. We got Angel Reese, we got Cameron Brink. It's it's a bunch of athletes now tapping into fashion. It's not even now. Fashion has always been embroidered in the realm of sports. I'm thinking about like Allen Iverson. All it's always been there, but it's being highlighted a lot more, and a lot more athletes are partnering with high-end fashion brands. And so the first installment of this partnership will bring apparel to life for teams across the NBA and WNBA. The teams include the Boston Celtics, Chicago Bulls, Los Angeles Lakers, Miami Heat, New York Knicks, Chicago Sky, Los Angeles Sparks, and New York Liberty. Jerry Lorenzo, who is actually the founder of Fear of God, expresses excitement for the new partnership for both leagues. Lorenzo says the game of basketball has always served as a well of inspiration for Fear of God. Sports shape and informs the emotion, point of view, and the very fabric of what we do and who we are as a brand. Our nuanced understanding of this space and its parallels to fashion are embedded in our DNA. It is truly an honor to embark on a multi-year partnership with the league, collaborating with franchises across the NBA and the WNBA. Having a son and twin daughters who all play youth travel and AAU basketball, this one truly hits home. Over the coming years, we're excited to bring this partnership to life on a global scale, delivering thoughtfully designed products that resonate with fans and that transcend time. This is just a dope opportunity. Fear of God. I don't have any Fear of God merch. It's kind of pricey, but it's dope. I'm very excited to see what um, Lorenzo actually comes up with. I mean, we've already seen Off White's collaboration with both the WNBA and NBA, and they've executed that beautifully. So I have
Mm-hmm.
no doubt that Fear of God is gonna like that they won't do. They're gonna deliver. And hopefully
Yeah,
I'll be picking up my first couple of pieces soon. We'll see what it looks like and how much it
right.
is. But I have no doubt that the quality is going to be good. Everything looks great from Fair Guy. So this is a dope. Again, this just shows that the NBA and WNBA are knocking on the door of culture. Like Fear of
Yeah,
God is culturally known and accepted and valued. So I love that they're partnering with the NBA and WNBA.
yeah. I mean, I feel like we just continue to like touch on so many different intersections, like when we talk about business, like the undeniable connection between hip hop and sports. Like fashion and sports is also another kind of undeniable connectivity there. From them doing the league fits, in the tunnels, like
Which has been fire.
which has been very
It's
fire.
dope, dope.
And just seeing the unique individuality of everybody, like, and how they dress. Like right now for the men, I am honed in on Bruce Brown for the Toronto Raptors. Like he looks like a
Yes.
cowboy every game, a cowboy, like the cowboy boots, cowboy belt, cowboy hat. Like I love his fits. Like I be looking forward to his fits before the game. There was at one point I was looking forward to Kyle Kuzma because he would have ridiculous fits when he was with the Lakers. Like, but just seeing how the fits have been embraced by the women and on the women's side, like even people probably haven't even know, but like how Erica Wheeler and Lexi Hall were doing the little outfit switch this WNBA season. Like literally, Erica would come to work with an outfit on, and then Lexi would wear her outfit in the locker room, and they would style it and do like a little walk-in session. So like, fashion is only going to continue to get better. Like, or like, we're going to just continue to see the uniqueness of the players and what they're wearing, and just looking forward to what they're wearing. Like Giannis, we all know Giannis just wears Nike Tech suits. Like, he's not dressing up. He's coming to work, Nike Tech suit on.
But that's how Asia was during playoff time, right? Like, it's crazy how you setting, just giving out messages and setting the tone with things that you wear. Like Asia Wilson, she's known to dress up all the time, but come playoff time, baby, she just wore a white T-shirt, and then everybody else started wearing white tees.
Because you know what that means. You know you locked in. This is white tee coming straight
with the black Air Forces.
Right.
I'm focused.
With the black nasties that they call them, black nasties. Look, they ain't black nasties, because if y'all see me with them on, y'all better not say nothing to me.
No, okay? You just gonna be considered a hardcore killer. That's what you. Hey, what you talking about? You're gonna be considered a hardcore killer, and that's how we viewed Asia Wilson when she came into with that uniform. All right, cool. You about to be a killer tonight. Got it. You focus.
Gotcha.
But yeah, fashion. Yeah. Always been a fabric of the league. So we love to see it. Shouts to fear of God.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
That's it. Oh, one thing I just wanted to add, Culture. Go look at Doechie's Tiny Desk performance, please.
Fire.
Yo, Doechie is a superstar. She's a superstar.
She's one of the toughest, I'm going to say it, that has come out in a really long time, that actually has done her research and her due diligence as an artist. As an artist. Like, she cares. Yeah. I don't know the last time we've seen that.
Yeah,
it's been a little bit.
I love it. I loved her performance on Colbert, like with her and the other two ladies being interconnected with the braids. I thought that was really dope. Like, the whole performance, like, it was just like a great visual storytelling, dog. Like, it was great. And she's a dope MC too. Like, she's nice. Like, I put her up there with the dudes, dog. Like, she's like, when she started like just the
it's like, the changing of like, and that's what we talk about with like the diction and the sound and the tones. And I don't really care for Nicki Minaj like that, but what I always say is that her ability to change voices and her tone and inflection is top notch. There's a few artists that can do it, but everybody can't do it because it's really a gift. I mean, Kendrick Lamar does it. A few other artists do it, but everybody cannot do that. But I see hints of Nicki when Doechie does certain things with her voice. I'm like, oh, that's Nicki-ish. But yeah, she's dope. She's dope.
Okay. And that's all I wanted to add.
No, that was a good addition. But yeah, so that is it. As always, we appreciate you tapping in with us on a Sunday, early this afternoon to watch us and have us recap the news from this past week. Make sure that you follow 21 Titles on all social media platforms. Make sure that you follow the 9450 on all social media platforms. We will also be dropping Beyond the 9450, our newest episode, I think tomorrow. And like, comment, subscribe, follow, share this episode. Give us feedback. We're always open to that.
Facts.
Make sure that you're watching the games today because we'll be recapping those. And talking about those two on our Twitter probably throughout the week. And yeah, that's really it.
That's
Very appreciative of you tapping in with us.
Absolutely. We love y'all. We hope y'all have a beautiful rest of y'all Sunday. And check us out next week. We'll be here.
Episode 83.
Peace.
Peace.